Right, and we are live. Oop. Welcome to the New Ugly, our coverage of Nur Ein, the most vicious amateur songwriting contest in the nation. My name is Ben. I'm your host, and with me, as always, is Mike. How you doing today, Mike?
Doing all right. Doing all right.
Alrighty.
Just all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's Monday. It's Memorial Day. I have the whole day off, which is absolutely wonderful. I assume you do too, since we're here.
That's right. Don't forget to think of those who have died to save our country.
Yeah, don't forget about those memorials, because it's their day, Memorial Day.
We have this day off because people sacrifice themselves.
Yeah. So we're going to do these things a little differently today. We are live streaming this one. So whatever happens, we'll just make it work. And this is the Nur Ein Song Contest. So if you're joining us for the first time today, Nur Ein is an amateur songwriting and song performing contest. It typically happens around, 6 weeks, 8 weeks or so. And so what happens is every contestant enters a song that meets some sort of challenge and some sort of title that's set each week. And then it is a single round elimination contest. So the bottom 3 contestants are always eliminated from going to the next round. And whoever's left at the end wins the whole thing.
Sounds Couple corrections. It's 8 weeks, first of all.
Cool.
It's always 8 weeks. Second of all, the number of people who are eliminated per round it varies depending on how many contestants you start with.
Well, there you go. We started with 25, so 3 is probably accurate.
So last week the title was 320, and the challenge was ambience, and 4 people were cut.
I only count 3.
Nope.
Okay. Who got cut then? Or are you counting the no-shows as a cut as well?
Yes, the no-shows count.
Gotcha. Yeah.
The number who are cut in total has to be 4. So it doesn't matter if people drop out. I mean, it matters insofar as it gives everybody else an opportunity to make it to the next round.
Gotcha. Okay.
You learn something new every day, Ben.
That I do.
So last week, BMAC, Berkeley Social Scene, Fisher and Diaz, and Swampy Nethers were cut. Swampy Nethers being the one who forfeit. And Marison was immune, and they didn't submit a song. And last round was won by Vom Vorten, who will enjoy immunity this round, which is the title We Should. And the challenge is have a guest play a household item on the track.
Yeah.
So what would you write about, Ben?
So this is a really interesting round, and I honestly don't know where I would take it. I've been trying to think of something all day to answer that question. And I really don't know. Probably, you know what? Actually, I take that back. I did a whole bunch of house cleaning today for like 3 hours. So it would probably be about how we should clean. And the household items are then everything that does a chore. So vacuum, paper towels, faucets, all sorts of things could make noises. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So I'd probably
this round combine two challenges that have historically been really hard for people. One, it's the guest round. So the guest round, you always need a guest. Usually it's, singing or playing an instrument or whatever. This time, it's doing the other really difficult challenge, which is not using an instrument and incorporating the non-instrument in your song.
Oh, getting both the hard ones out in one go.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Well, I'm hoping, and then the other hard one is always, use this poetic structure that inevitably somebody will cheat at by adding another verse to it to round out the song. There's an inside joke in there.
Okay.
I had a really ambitious idea for this song originally. I was gonna talk about all the crap we have in our house and say, oh, we should take this to Goodwill. We should get rid of this old thing and then like pound on it for a few moments, you know.
Yeah.
Like but then I remembered it's the Indy 500 weekend and my wife is out of town.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. I forgot it was Indy 500 time. Indy.
Yep, that's where she is right now.
Yeah, it's
And
all
of
good.
course, you're in New York, and actually, a lot of my friends went. Well, a few of my normal would-be collaborators are in India as well.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
So
interesting round.
it was that. We also had two no entries this time around too. Buffalo Yucks Dudes and DJ Ranger Den both did not submit a song, so we have 14 today. And in case again, if this is your first time, what's going to happen is Mike and I are going to play the first minute and a half or so of each song, and then we're going to talk about it, and then we'll do that for all of them. Pretty basic, and at the end we'll sort of round them all up, give it a quick ranking. There you go. That's our essentially weekly coverage of the Nur Ein fight.
And in case anybody is watching or tunes into the live stream, I suppose we do need to synchronize our musics on each end. So that's going to be a little bit of a challenge as we are doing the live streaming.
It will be a pain. Hopefully you only hear mine though. This is definitely our first live stream, so we'll just see how it goes. We'll play it by ear. So yeah. Did I miss anything else? We even have a viewer. Hey, Veggies, how you doing? I can't believe it. Holy cow.
Neat.
I'm gonna even try and do the chat and the songs and the audio all at once. We'll see how it goes.
All right, count us in. Count us in for Carlo.
Without further ado, yeah, Carlo Bruno Jr. is our first one. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
We should put a finish line. This race seems over. We should try to predict when the machine will fail. Yes, we should. Our best moments were behind, or in a corner of our minds. If we prefer to remember, then we should. We should be scared of seeing us.
Carlo Bruno Jr.'s minute 30. Mike, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
It's a sweet song. I enjoy the general vibe, the general feeling of it. Didn't like the scissoring didn't. Wow, I shouldn't use the word scissoring, should I? The scissor noises, they didn't quite do much for me. But
really, I like them. Actually, I thought they were kind of clever in the second verse, which we didn't get to. But
fair enough. I did like the drum fills a lot. Once again, Carlo conjures up a Soundgarden vibe. So it reminds me of a slower Soundgarden song from maybe Down on the Upside.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I had a couple interesting thoughts on this one. So I thought that the little the sounds in the refrain were pretty nice. Overall, it's a pretty good, solid song. I think it's definitely the slowest one we've heard from him so far. Had a nice sort of rolling pace to it all. And I might have a problem with my audio. Okay. Other than that, actually, I don't have much to say about it. Good, solid. The scissors I thought was really the sort of like metaphor or imagery of the scissors and the scissors sound felt very on point though. Again, we didn't cover it. Feel kind of bad about that. I don't know. It's solid. It's solid, like middle of the pack kind of song today.
That's fair. I don't think doing scissors is a pretty ambitious household item. So I think he, from what I could tell, it sounded like this song is maybe about running a race or something and using scissors to cut the line. I don't know. It seemed like he had good rationale behind the scissors in the lyrics, even though I can't say what they were.
Yeah, I didn't really exactly get what was happening in the song, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, are you separately joined into YouTube to see the chat? Because I don't see a chat.
I am separately joined into YouTube to see everything.
And that doesn't mess up your audio?
It does not, because I don't have it playing.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Neat.
Neato. You can. I'll even throw it at you. You might. Oh, you have to log into us. So I'll just handle the chat then today because we're already live. Up next, then, we all good? Carlos good? So
Yeah.
let's move on to Cave Dwellers then. All right, in 3, 2, 1, go.
I went to Europe as an American. They're nicer to you if they think that you're Canadian. I went along with their assumptions, just trying to avoid conflict. Canadians don't have my gumption. Now I see the benefits. Of the world to confront who are crazy. We think it's all kinds of good. We don't believe that a leader has manic faces, but I guess we should. He's a disruptor. He makes the game change. Those helicopters hover above the strain. I don't think they have an agenda. They just want to gaslight him. Midnight tweets without a censor. Record thoughts thought on a whim. We want the world to conform to our crazy. We think it's all kind of good. We don't believe that a leader has manic faces.
Unit 30. Very political. Kind of surprised them it's political. Because it starts off with that Canadian lyric, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's people going to Europe to travel. I've been there, been mistaken for Canadian a number of times in my life. And then we sort of just jump straight into the we're all crazy here in America.
I kind of missed the first half of what you were saying because I was still jamming to the song. I had you muted. So that I think that kind of speaks to the catchiness of the song. I imagine what you were saying is what I am about to say, which is like the Canadian stuff, like it seemed it kind of pulled me in, and I was waiting for the big like reveal, and then the song kind of turned a little more on the nose political, which that's fine. Like I don't think the messaging is the problem so much as just the upbeat feel of the song juxtaposed with it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it is super catchy. That is, but also the dark side. It felt intentionally like it was attacking our country, and not like that's the wrong word. It is criticizing our country, and the musical tone is doing so, but it's doing so in such a catchy way that you can't help but listen. So it's very educational in that regard.
At first I thought the song was going to be about how we should pretend we're Canadian all the time. And I kind of liked that idea. Like, oh, let's just pretend we're Canadian, and then it could slowly build up into like, let's pretend we're Canadian here in America too, and then everything's fine.
Yep.
But yeah, that instrument, I think the instrument at the intro was what was that had to be the household item, right?
Yeah, I actually have no idea. It sounded like it was a record scratch type thing, so I honestly wasn't sure.
Wait, record scratch?
It sounded like it was like a scratch or something.
I thought it was the plunking thing.
Oh, there's that too.
Dun, 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 dun.
Am I thinking of the wrong song? No, the very, very beginning of the song starts out with a bunch of scratches, right? We'll never know. We'll never know. Jeez.
But yeah, good song. And the added vocalist was nice as well.
All right, let's move it up then. Let's cover your song then, Mike.
Oh God.
Yeah. All right, ready in 3, 2, 1, go.
Reggie. You're a genius. I've got so much to do. I just can't spend time with you. I'm sorry, little buddy. There's no time to play ball. I've got no time at all. Stop with the puppy eyes. I feel so neglectful. Just hope you understand. We should play, we should play, we should play. We should play, we should play, we should play. We should play. Why won't you play with me? We should play, we should play, we should play. We should play, we should play, we should play. We should play. Why won't you play with me? I'm on a serious quest, and I need to do what's best. I know it's not fair to you. A simple
all right, that is
hour
Grumpy
to
Mike,
me.
first minute 30. So, all right, I guess I get to critique Mike then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I need to do that at some point. I'll figure that out, veggies. Because right now everyone who's watching our live stream just looks at our faces while we listen to music. I need to figure out how to fix that. So let's do. Oh, Mike. So it's a good song. Another like good solid entry. Not your best work. I think last week was far better. I love the dog toy thing, and I hate that you made me feel like I'm a terrible dog owner, because every single time I hear this song, I'm like, yeah, I need to play with my dog more. Like every time, without fail. And it just makes me feel bad. I love the guitar bit there at the in between the chorus and the next verse that we just did. I also love the perspective playing. This is like a sort of a lyrical songwriting thing, but I like that the chorus is, at least I think the chorus is the dog, and the bridge is definitely the dog, and I really like that part. And again, this is one of those problems where we only do a minute and a half, because near the end of the bridge, you have a little bit of yelling at the end of it, because the dog is like, "Why don't you just play with me?" And it's a nice touch. It's a nice touch. It's like definitely how the dog. Like I feel like all dogs are like they're really nice about it, but also they really want to play. Overall, I think it's pretty good.
It's an entry. It's an entry. You know,
it's a solid entry.
Yeah, the kind of. This was all I did yesterday. I'm not sure it was a worthy use of my time. There are a lot of cool little musical tricks I did, but in the end, I think the idea I had in my head was it was hard to pin down in the right place, and I just couldn't get the things sounding the way I wanted them to. And then I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna up the beats per minute and add electric guitar, and I just, I don't know. It's a hot mess, but hopefully I'll get to next round.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully. But yeah, that's Grumpy Mike. So let's move on then to one of our listeners here. Let's do inflatable vegetables. Ready in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I forgot to turn it up. Hold on. Stupid volume. I'm just doing this on a MacBook all on my own, so all my audio is really messed up. One more time. 3, 2, 1, go.
Reggie.
Oh, dang it. There we go.
Here's a station you might like.
Ooh, baby, we should get together. Ooh, lady. We should. I saw you in produce aisle of Foodland, trying to shake open a green plastic bag. Your profile was all 60s Marvel super heroine. I was spilling water, had to turn away. I could see you saw me, see you watching. I saw you hide your face behind your hair. I heard you walking quickly toward bananas. I turned around, you were no longer there. Maybe we could talk over tortillas. Maybe we could flirt in frozen foods. Ooh, baby, we should get together. Ooh, baby, we should make it better. Ooh, baby, we should get together. Ooh, baby, we should. We could sit on rolls of paper towels.
All right, and that is Inflatable Veggies for a minute 30.
I love how the sort of banal items are integrated into not only the lyrics but the music. You know, they're exactly where they need to be, and it's just a showcase of the challenge in so many beautiful ways, integrated perfectly into this hilarious song. There were some great lines in there.
Yeah, I actually thought that too. I almost thought potentially that when the banana line happens, he actually drops bananas or plays bananas somehow, which would be wonderful. I don't know how you do that.
What was it? Flirt over frozen food.
It's also in there too. There's a whole
like
bunch of
I'm not even, you know, he can get away with those lyrics. I'm not even sure Zach De La Roca could get away with those lyrics.
Yeah, especially with, I think the whole, so to me this sounds like some random, like if it's like if 80s Michael Jackson and 80s Prince got together today and made a song about flirting with a girl in a grocery store and had to put random extra sounds into it, like this is the song they would make. I don't know how to classify it any other way than that. It just like seems it's just a random thing to say, but that's sort of the essence I have of this whole thing.
And I like how the synth plays along with the chorus.
Yeah.
Just it leans into the whole thing. I like that.
Yeah, overall, it's a very fun song. Near the end, I think we start talking about how you can't call the girl up, and I don't really know what that is doing. So that near the end, the end of the story loses me a little bit on what's happening, but other than that, I think it's pretty good. Yeah. So, okay, moving on then to Looky Lou then.
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. I should turn this one up.
Lift my head, first thing I see. Carol lifts one slide of blinds up, says there's people in the trees. We're living way too close to graves, man. Can you hear that? Sounds like waves on coming trains. I don't know half these people's names, and who the hell are we? This living room's like us and all the limbs of all these geek beasts sprawl too grim to lift them all. Twisting ankles to the bus stop, but it's for the type that never eats. But hollow bones must be the dreams I had. This crashing nightmare, I was muzzled in a gun shop. Traveling to mountains is the same. I developed some stupid game. I climb banks won't go away. Let's drink the hell blood in my vein. I developed some stupid game. I can't remember how to play like panties and an ashtray. I've done it off since Saturday. I think we should surpass this door. It's quiet too. The only way from here is through. Unscrew the lit the skies of you and steady.
Is Looky Loo for their minute 30. Try and type and watch our timer at the same time. So yeah, that's kind of an interesting song. I love the stereo effect. So I'm not sure if you're gonna hear it in our podcast today. But there's definitely if you put headphones in, it definitely plays with the stereo effect back and forth. Feels fairly like it's experimenting. He's trying some new things out, and it kind of works for me.
Was the stereo thing something I commented on last week?
It might have been. I don't remember things week to week. That's asking me too much.
If it is, then good work. Good job listening. A+.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't really follow the words. I'm not really getting the message out of the words for it. But
yeah,
I kind of like it.
I'm gonna admit straight up, I have not prepared for this podcast as much as I did the last couple ones, simply due to the time at which we are recording here. However, I feel like I have a lot of the same criticisms as the previous entries of Lucky Lou's. In fact, I don't think using sparse, odd instrumentation, odd percussion is new to his entries. So I'm not even sure it was much of a challenge in that respect. But going back to some of the criticisms I had previously, it doesn't feel like there's a thread of a melody. Like every line almost feels like it's a new melody that he's making up on the spot, and it just makes it hard for me to follow along with.
Yeah, I see your point. You're right. I'm not sure if I really got the whole like a traditional structure out of it either.
I liked some of the like weird sound effect stuff and some of the change ups. Those, they have a lot of interesting potential. But like I said, when the melodic lines are kind of just so incoherent with each other, like they don't feel like they're meshing together. There's not a tone I can hang on to. It's hard for me.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you're here, because if I had to say all those words, I would just say them poorly. I'm glad we have you here.
Hooray.
Okay, let's move on next to Lucky Witch and the Righteous Ghost doing We Should Grind Some Coffee. 3, 2, 1, go.
We could buy a car without winnings. We could drive it out to the sea. We could pay off our student loans and put ourselves at ease. We could, should we? We could, should we? We could, should we? I think we should. We could, should we? We could, should we? We could, should we? I think we should. We could invest if we tried. I got some ideas.
Lucky Witch and the Righteous Ghost for their 30 seconds. Minute 30.
I thought it was a good vocal performance. I think it harkens back a little bit to, I believe it was their first round that had a similar vibe. We talked about maybe a Scooby-Doo dance. And, it kind of had a little bit of that, but then it had a little bit of she's lump, she's lump, she's lump. She might be dead. So yeah, I liked the change up for the chorus and the chorus idea. I'm not sure what the non-instrument was. But
yeah, I think it was in the refrain. They have, it sounds like wood clackers or something. So maybe it's like 2 wooden spoons or something.
oh,
I think
I thought I heard like garbage being crumpled up or something,
with that too.
aluminum foil. But we'll never know.
We'll never know.
I do have one point of I think the vocals, they were all pretty on key, pretty nice. One thing I want to say as just like a constructive criticism is they feel a little bit like you're reading them for the first or second time as you're singing them, and that sort of confidence comes through in the delivery a little bit. So I think that's something to maybe work on a little bit.
Actually, I thought the verses were pretty much okay. It was the chorus that I found really to be sort of like lacking. Like the chorus is just the same. You said it's the lump thing, but it doesn't feel very energetic. So the whole chorus for me felt like really flat. And the verses were definitely the more interesting part of the song.
They had a little bit of build up at the chorus, but I do agree there could be more build up. You could imagine if the first, what was it? We Could? Was it We Could?
Yes.
The first We Could have been like one voice, and then the next We Could have been 3 voices. Next We Could have been 5 voices, and get a little bit more energy with each of those, build it up. I don't know. That's just one idea off the top of my head.
Yeah, we could do it that way. I think just the repeated words don't really in general, most songs, I don't like them. So pretty much anything that
That's
doesn't
what
repeat itself.
Choruses are, but I get what you're saying.
I mean, yeah, right. The choruses repeat themselves, sure, but to repeat inside the chorus feels. I've never been a big fan of that technique.
Yeah, I think again it kind of goes back to the delivery. Like if each repetition kind of had a different feeling to it, like an evolving inflection, I think that changes things. But we didn't get so much of that here.
Otherwise, the only other note I really have is in their MP3 check, they listed their genre as sparkle grunge, which I just laugh at every time I see it. So
that's awesome.
They generally have really interesting.
I think that's probably accurate.
Yeah. So I always really like it. Okay, moving on. Should we do mandibles then next?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't know what's happening when you're around. I feel serene, like every care or worry has just melted away. I've never felt this way before. It's like you opened up a door that wasn't even there just yesterday. Should we ask where this is going, or should we stumble blindly knowing that any moment our hearts could break? Should we give our hearts completely, give our love so indiscreetly? When the hour comes from this dreaming, should we wait? Should we make the love we're terrified to make?
When I hear you whisper my name, there's something off. It's not the same as every other utterance.
All right, that is mandibles for a minute there.
Wow, that's I almost cried.
Oh, yeah, nice.
That was emotional.
It is definitely that. It's really brave too. It's just the simple piano backing, so all the voices are carrying, and very solid vocal performance. Very good.
Yeah, no, fantastic vocal performance.
Am I crazy, or was the female vocal, like Mandibles doesn't have a female vocal person in it, right? Am I, like, it sounds That was a guest singer, right? Or am I absolutely crazy?
I'm
probably crazy.
I feel ashamed to say that I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. It sounded to me, I could be totally off. It sounded like it was DJ Ranger Den to me.
No, that was
completely wrong.
No,
So-
then get out. Get
just-
out of this live video cast. Just get out.
I know. Yeah. To me, the whole song kind of feels the opening. I immediately go like, "Oh, look, it's an Elton John song," which is an interesting thing to trigger. As it goes on, maybe a little less so.
Yeah. Weren't they the ones that did the song last week that you thought was really cool and had two voices in it?
Potentially. I don't. It was a week ago, man. I don't remember the week. No, I
All
haven't.
right. Okay. Yeah, at first I was like, I don't know if this song is gonna like go anywhere, but it really drew me in. It had all the right hooks, and the lyrics worked out really well. Some of those rhymes were just, I don't know, they really hit me in the feels. Constructive criticism on this one, actually, like it sounds like now, I don't want to sound too picky here, but I'm going to sound really picky. But just because I have to say something constructively criticism-like. The female vocalist is clearly professionally trained, like either with a choir or something. She's got a little bit of that choirness in the voice. And, it's on key, but I think it could potentially be a little bit less that in the I don't know, timbre or not. That's timbre. Yeah, I can never say that. Just like I can never say indict. I don't. Anyway, but that's completely a preference thing, I think. Basically what I'm saying is the vocals are not pop, right?
I mean,
because they're professionally choir trained.
I thought she was fine. I'm confused what you're.
I think it's because you've been in choir groups, haven't you?
Yeah, a whole bunch of them over the years.
Yeah, so you probably don't hear it the same way I do.
Maybe not. I thought she did great. I actually thought the male vocal.
I'm not saying she didn't do great.
Okay.
It's a taste flavor thing.
Okay. I don't hear it. I thought she did great. I thought the male actually surprised me because I feel like, and again, my memory is terrible, so maybe I'm just completely off base, but I don't think we've heard Mandibles necessarily do a male track that way. It's just like open and raw and out there. Maybe last week was that way. I can't remember, but I thought it was really good. My only real criticism of the song is a part we didn't get to. That's going to be a theme apparently. The bridge part sounds plunky. It's to me, whenever I hear the bridge, it sounds to me like it's trying to be a national anthem of some kind. Like the piano tries to hit like a single chord and do a bit, and then a single chord and do a bit, rather than just play out continuously. But at the pace of the song, the tempo we're moving along, I don't think that works. It just kind of like it just feels like we're trying to center a whole line, but we're moving really slow. And just to me, it sounds very, very like classical big band style music, like a national anthem. So I think that part kind of fell flat for him.
I also thought they used the instrumentation, the non-instrument, pretty well.
I actually don't know if I saw their non-instrument, to be honest.
It sounded like they used something loud as percussion.
Could be that. So, all right. Should we move on then to the next one?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do Matchy Matchy. Now that I've been scolded on the name enough, I remember finally. So here we go. Matchy Matchy. 3, 2, 1, go. Nope, that one.
You think we've got concerns to share? It's not like I don't care. I'm just too happy with everything the way it is.
You say, let's talk, I say, let's not. Why pick at the sore spot that isn't sore yet? Let's forget about all of this. We should be fine. We should be good. Yeah, we should. We should be fine. We should be good. Yeah, we should. I guess you think it's time we spoke to fix what isn't broke. I'm just too happy to see it in a different way. Let's just pretend you didn't ask and change the subject fast. Let's change the subject and leave it for a different day. We should be fine.
All right, and that is Matchy. Or their minute 30.
Matchy.
Matchy. I have the name right. I didn't realize it was a fashion statement. I had no idea that's what it was. All right, thanks. So
I liked it.
I love this song.
Thumbs up.
Particularly, I love the whole like message, story, lyrics of it all. Like, I mean, the whole thing is centered around this relationship that is clearly falling apart or is clearly bad, and at least the one side thinks it should be good. Like they're like, this should work. This should just work, and it totally isn't. And that whole like confusion, denial, just like not being able to understand what's like wrong with anything, it just like totally clicks with me. Like I think it's done really well. And then the underlying track underneath it, like the pace it's moving at, the drum beats behind it, just sort of like it's like quiet, a little reserved, but it's still like trying to be upbeat, and just like gels really well for me, the whole thing.
Yeah, the chord progression, now that you mention it, felt it didn't feel particularly negative, but it felt ominous, maybe unresolved, but still like upbeat at the same time. I liked it. I liked that choice. I particularly like the verse more. I think in that it's it has all the cool instrumentation going on. Really great use of household items for that part. I think it's probably the best orchestrated one thus far in terms of all the random stuff thrown in as instruments.
Yeah, I think it definitely. I don't know. It's the most that like I know we Inflated Veggies also did a lot of tying things together into their song. This is like the most like professionally done set. I feel like I don't know. It's well done.
Well,
I don't know.
The others did stuff and they integrated stuff in unique and interesting ways. What I'm saying is I think this one took the challenge more on its face than some of them, in that I don't know, it kind of felt like it almost made the whole song out of household items. And it sounded good at the same time.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay, moving on then. Should we do Marison returning from their 1-round immunity?
Yeah, hopefully they've gotten rusty, right?
Hopefully they've just totally sunk. No, I mean I don't hope that. Everyone else might hope, but I don't hope. All right, here we go for Marison. 3, 2, 1, go.
Down the temple, be more careful. It's a bite from a snake. All our heads on plate. A kiss of poison for your enjoyment. With our best intentions and the lightest touch, we spoil our invention.
emotions by wanting too much. Does a man need pain? His existence arcane, paying the highest price for his own demise. A kiss of poison, filler enchantment, without best intentions.
Whoa.
Not rusty at all.
Aaron really nailed those vocals. Holy crap.
Yeah, especially those low notes. I am always impressed at anyone who can hit those low notes, and I think she just consistently always just nails them, which makes me super jealous because I can't do that in my octave. It makes me sad.
The delivery was one of their best deliveries.
Yeah, it was good. I also think that the song is something to do about how women run the world, or how women will destroy the patriarchy, I think is what's in there. I could be totally reading into it too much.
There were some cool lines in there. I'm gonna have to go read it to really
definitely
know.
I love the snake and the poison imagery is really cool.
I when there was talk of fruit and poison, I thought maybe it's a Garden of Eden thing. It definitely seems like existential and semi-religiosity-ish. So I have to read the lyrics to know more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Erin could have just been writing what she thought sounded good too.
Could be.
Which she's great at doing. I really like the swing beat, the shuffle,
mm-hmm.
the synth shuffle. That's a good, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. This is also one of the songs, not to harp on the challenge, but I'm not entirely sure. Like up until this listen, I had no idea where it was, and I think there's something in the second verse is a household item somewhere. But I honestly, because it's it's such a techno song that I honestly have no idea where it might be. Could be anything.
Yeah, I just assume that one of those really interesting effects that was going on in there, maybe all the interesting effects were just something synthed out.
Uh-huh.
The one thing I was a little disappointed on, and you're probably going to disagree, so let's have at it. Okay. I wanted the chorus to hit me in the balls more. I wanted it just to really punch me, and it didn't. And it wasn't a bad chorus. It was just, it's just like it felt like it could have been building to something, and then it kind of plateaued.
I do disagree with you. I don't think I violently disagree with you or anything. I think it's a good chorus. It matches the rest of the song. I definitely am more interested in the verses though. So the chorus is definitely not the part that I really remember. Unless I'm thinking of if I'm mixing something up.
There just wasn't a lot in the verse. The very first verse is memorable, and then the rest is okay, let's get more verse in.
Yeah,
which isn't bad. I like it all. I was just waiting for something to knock me over, Yeah,
I don't know. I think the whole thing it just sounds good. You don't necessarily need everything kicking in the balls if it's already.
Hey man, I'm just being a professional critic. It's me with my professional critic opinion.
Yeah, we're professionals on this channel for sure. Oh, okay. Let's take that then and jump straight into Nick M. Soma. So 3, 2, 1, go.
We should hover slightly above ground. We should walk the banana through town, making attention to those putting us down. We should paint the police station brown. We should set this pinata on fire. We should cut through the telephone wire. No longer scared, now we're 13 steps higher. Should never never deny our desire. We should ignore those who label us strange. We should discard the idea we must change. Why do we care if they say we're deranged? We'll be the ones who will blow up the brain. We should unite so they can't do us harm. We should stand strong till they all go far. Fight for our rights so that we can bear arms. And if we can, we will kill with our charm. We should reinstate to make this really clear. We should give credit to voices we hear in the back of our heads. So meekly they hide. We should prefer those to the voices outside.
All right, that is Nick M. Soma doing his other techno thingy.
That was really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. I will say, just to keep my running theme, I think this is my Dracula song this week for sure. I also think he is advocating for anarchy. I think that's what's happening in that song.
Maybe, probably,
which is a favorite theme of ours.
Or Bitcoin.
Or
you
Bitcoin.
Never know. One or the other.
Definitely one of the two.
I think it was all really well done. I'm gonna be a complete jerk here and keep up my theme and say I was a little disappointed that the chorus actually was a change up. It felt like a reversion to a different Nick song. Like I was really excited with just how this disorganized chaos was working out at the beginning. I was like, where's this gonna go? I'm really excited. And while not a bad chorus, it wasn't where it was not the ticket I was promised. Took me to the wrong town. Took me to a different town.
I think you maybe just got on the wrong bus the whole time. That's the real problem. I also kind of feel like this might be controversial to everyone out there. I kind of feel like this is just an entirely different take on another electronic song. So like we just heard Marison, here's Nick M. Soma. I kind of classify them in the same general genre, but they're on like vastly separate ends of that genre.
Why?
And
wait, what? What?
Right? That's just me being crazy. I don't know. It feels still fairly electronic-y. It's just like slow and dark and sort of like plodding along.
Well, what? Okay, so they're electronic. What's the problem with that?
No, there's no problem. I'm just
like
saying.
I don't think they belong in the same genre, really.
Okay.
This kind of felt more I don't know. Felt more industrial. Marison's felt more synth pop ish.
Yeah, they're both still. I don't know. I would class them as generally.
Just because they have electronic instruments doesn't mean they have anything in common, which I don't think they do.
I don't know. In my
I actually
emotional
think
brain, I classify them the same.
I actually
They're
think Nyx has more in common with Matchy Matchy, in that there's just a lot of like weird instrumentation being used cleverly and musically. So yeah,
maybe I don't know. Not get put down in this hole.
But I liked it.
I'm sure I'll do it that way. So moving on then, let's jump to Alchemist then. I'm ready. There we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
This don't seem right. Can I get another one? There's plenty more where that came from. Throw it away, throw it away. The world is too much with us anyway these days. Turn right in the alleyway, they've seen better days. Gorge down a putrefied, discarded creme brulee. The North Pacific Gyres coping less well than it could. Nanoplastic plankton provides piss poor turtle food. dioxin, cadmium, lead and mercury. Keep it up to date, boys. Spread the wealth around.
All right, and that's Alchemist preaching some environmentalism there.
Yeah, that was an interesting twist.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna go that way either. Actually,
that drum fill, like at the end, I was like, "Wow!" I don't know where that came from. Sounded like a live drummer did it.
Could be. You'd have guessed. Maybe that's the household item is a drum kit in the house.
Full-fledged. Yeah, what was the household item? I assume it was like one of those buzzing things in the background.
I'm not sure. I missed it. There are a lot of songs in this whole category that I couldn't directly identify what it might have been. So I just kind of gave up.
I liked the general almost live, but not quite live, but almost live feel of it. Although that lent itself to a really long, semi-obnoxious intro. So I don't know. What did you think about that?
So the intro definitely, I think, it sounded okay. The direction we were gonna go with the lyrics. Okay, I'm a little bit spacey because I'm trying to type and talk at the same time. I thought it was fine. I thought we were gonna go with the intro lyrics. I thought we were gonna go with some commentary on like American consumerism. The underlying soundtrack was fine. Although I think, and this doesn't speak at all to the intro, but actually in the chorus, I think the vocal line gets drowned out a little bit by the instruments. So I'd love to have the vocal line just pumped up a little bit. Otherwise, I thought it was fairly solid.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I need to listen to it a few more times in order to make a decent commentary about it, because I think there's, just from the brief minute and a half I've listened to it, most of that was intro, and the chord progression didn't seem all that interesting or new to me, but then there were very interesting change-ups in the song, and that drum fill was definitely like it was like it was like a sign that said, "Get off at this exit and come see this awesome show." So I need to listen to the rest of the song to be able to say whether that show's amazing or not, because it sounds like the song is definitely an evolving song.
Yeah. I think it does sort of grow over time, especially I think it's the what is it? I wrote it down. I thought I did. I think at the end of the last chorus, I think he gets a little yelly, I think, or am I thinking of your song? The song definitely does a lot of growing though in its whole.
I think it's round 3 and we're just songed out. We're like, well, there's a thing in this song. Whoever did it.
It is hard. We are both not. It's a songs dropped. What? Maybe 18 hours ago. So not even. I think we're doing fine. Anyway, we are down to the last 3 of the evening. Should we move on then to Rob from Amersfoort?
Yeah.
I assume that's how you say that. I've never said that right, I'm sure. Rob from Amersfoort. 3, 2, 1, go.
Going through the motions, day in and day out. The same bored faces, bicker and fight. The garden is a jungle, the house a mess. Working day and night, but not a success. We should take a vacation and go somewhere far away. We should lie in the sun, dreaming our troubles away. Can swim in the pool, stroll through old towns, sleep on the beach, discover new grounds, walk through the hills, eat strange fruits, picnic on the green grass. The sky is bright blue. We should take a vacation and go somewhere far away. We should lie in the sun, leaving our troubles away. together, preferably without rain. We should go on vacation and go somewhere far away.
That is Rob from Amherstburg. So let go a little long because I'm trying to do two things at once. So this is a song that the chorus is one feeling and literally everything else is a very different feeling. And I don't know. I think the chorus is what it's supposed to be, but the verses are all not that.
What?
Does that make sense?
Can you use English?
Okay, so
use your vocabulary.
It's a song about vacation, right? And the chorus is this sort of like nice, breezy, happy. We should go on vacation. It's like a fun thing to do. We should like totally do that. And so we do that, but then all the verses they feel a little more like sinister sounding, or at least a little like darker sounding and more subdued. And it just feels like there's this massive disconnect between I want to go on vacation and whatever the verses are saying. Like so much so that I almost don't I can't recall the lyrics from it. I can only remember what the chorus is. That make any sense?
No.
Okay.
I like the change up in the second verse where the beats get syncopated. That was a nice change. It's a very sweet song. It has a good hook to it. I'm not sure it's all that different from a normal Rob song, other than the fact that somebody's playing a kettle and there are, admittedly, some other things in there. I heard some running water, and I'm sure that had to do with something in the lyrics. I'm not sure that taking away the challenge would have changed the song in any way.
Okay, I see what you mean there.
Which a lot. I mean
that's a lot of songs, though. Yeah, I think this is one of those challenges that most songs could probably get away with it, except for the ones that very deliberately pulled them in. The two I can think of is like Carlo and Veggies. Those are the two I can think of that like have to have those sounds. But
yeah. I don't particularly have anything new to say about Rob other than I'm starting to get kind of a vibe, a template-y vibe from him, which I think I probably said last week.
Yeah, I think we said that about a couple of last week too.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on then to the third cat, our second to last here. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Secrets swallow the truth, hide away stay, till we just can't find a way to change our age. These plays we've all seen before, why bother anymore? But then we glimpse the light, and for a moment everything is clear. We know we should be right here. You say you're tired of doing nothing that's real. Wish I could say I don't know how you feel, but these days are endlessly gray. Wanna push it all away until we glimpse the light, and for a moment everything is clear. We know we should be right here. We should be right here.
Alright, that is third cat. 1 minute 30.
Was he the one I said don't double your vocals last week?
This is like the fourth time you asked me about last week, and I keep telling you I don't remember.
Oh, we need notes. We need
I take notes, but I don't take your notes. I just take my notes.
Oh yeah, I could just look back in my notebook, couldn't I?
There you go.
Anyway, I think it sounds fantastic. I think there are a lot of things to like in this song, and I think he did a great job.
Yeah. I actually really this is spoiler alert. This is actually my favorite song of the whole week. I actually can't really pinpoint as to why. It just like it does so many good things, and it just like clicks for me like entirely. So it's definitely like personal preference, but the vocal track is just like nice and smooth. I love the little guitar riffs at the end of each chorus. Like it just like gels so well for me that I'm just a big fan.
Yeah, I really like some of the echo effects, like the the non-instrument. I think was this clicking sound, and there was just I don't know if it was an echo effect or if there was another track or something behind it, but it gave it a body that really felt like a real instrument, but not. It had a really cool sonal effect. I like a lot of the production elements of the song where at the chorus there are just like weird things going on, sort of a swirling aura of stuff. So yeah, overall I really liked it. The mixing I think could be tweaked slightly. The lead guitar felt a little hot, as did the vocals, just a smidge in places. But otherwise, that's like super nitpicky.
I actually don't know if I think I know what you mean when you said the lead guitar is hot. I think
like it felt really loud and like it felt like it could have been nestled in a little bit more.
Are you talking about the little riffs at the end of the chorus?
Yeah.
Because I think those were very intentional to be pulled out. So I think that was a very, very intentional choice, and I thought it went well.
Well, sure, some of that is preference. How much do you want to pull it out? I mean, everything is preference.
Yeah.
Just because I say something doesn't mean it's right.
Okay, that's now on record. We've all heard that Mike. No, I'm sorry.
I don't think I've ever implied that.
No, I know. I'm just trying to be funny, and it's not working for almost 6 o'clock here. So, all right, let's move on then to let's do Von Vorten, our last round winner and our last song of the evening. So 3, 2.
Wait, give me a sec. Sorry.
Oh, I can wait.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Seven days of summer to see 700 things. I can't wait to find out what the morning brings. My mouth is dry and my eyeball stings. Please wait an hour while this coffee restores my wings. 7,000 miles to be lazy somewhere new. What's a broken tourist supposed to do? And so I put this suggestion to you. We should really row out to the island. This bar has a boat we can borrow, but we'll probably sit here on the beach and make plans for tomorrow. We should really row out to the island. This bar has a boat we can borrow, but we'll probably sit here on the beach and make plans for tomorrow. 24 hours a day to fill with new memories and new types of time to kill. I didn't sleep, I'm feeling ill. Please pass the water and the headache pill.
So, I think the big thing here is definitely that tempo change, right, going into the chorus, for sure. And I think it's really smart to definitely try that experiment when you're immune, because I actually think it's not. Do you not hear it?
Yeah, okay. I don't know if those are choruses, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure it's the chorus, and I actually think it's not my favorite execution. I think what really sort of gets me is he does that little speaking bit right before it, where he says, "I put this question to you," and to me that sort of like implies or says, "Hey, we're gonna stay at this tempo or maybe even go faster," and we just do this like massive like immediate like halftime. And for me, it just doesn't work. It's not clicking for me.
Okay, well, I think this song is amazing in every way. So you're wrong.
Okay.
Speaking of that tempo thing, it kind of reminds me of one of my first song fight entries. But this song, I want to be clear, this song is much, much better. The instrumentation, the delivery of the vocals, I felt really convinced by. The lyrics are something I think I can sympathize with if I picked them up correctly, which is we're on vacation, but we're fucking tired of being on vacation.
I think it's actually we're on vacation, but we're all hungover and we aren't doing anything, I think is what it was. Although I might be mixing it with the other vacation song. So I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's just, you're on vacation and you know you should be doing something, but you're not gonna. You're like, well, we should make the best of our vacation, but yeah. No, I thought everything, almost pretty damn near everything about the song is spot on to me.
Okay.
So I won't complain about anything.
All right.
Other than the fact he's immune. You can't get immunity twice in a row.
That's why. So I think the tempo, massive tempo change, I think is a big experiment for him, or at least I'm viewing it that way. And this is the perfect time to do that. You're immune, so go crazy. Try something completely new and different. See what sticks and what doesn't. It doesn't matter, right? So.
Yeah, and I think probably having that benefit allowed him to deal with the challenge under a different mindset. I think, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I get the sense from Pack of Songs generally that we all were kind of struggling with the title and challenge combination, and doesn't feel like we have the strongest song set as we did last week. And so, when you got short timelines and you got all this stress and you got to figure out the challenge and do all this creative stuff on a short time span, you got to cut something. Something's got to give, whether it's production values or the concept or the lyrics or something. So
yeah,
everybody dealt with that in a different way. And I think if you're immune, you probably don't have to deal with that the same way.
So, okay, that was round 3, all the entries. Do you want to go through and try and pick a top 3 for the round? Because I already have mine if you want to do this, but... and you cut out there, so...
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, that's okay. You're good.
Right.
So my top 3, definitely Third Cat, I think, is number 1 for me. I just love the song. I don't have I have no critiques of it, which is why it's at the top there. Matchy Matchy is number 2 for me, I think, just because I love the imagery and love like the message of it all. It just feels, it's cool. It's just cool and feels really raw and emotional. I really love it. And then after that, I am gonna pick. I have a bit of a flip, but I think I'm gonna go with Mandibles actually for again another like sort of emotional, strong vocal song that's putting itself out there. So those are my top 3. How about you?
I think those are my top 3 too, though I might put them in a different order.
Yeah.
But I'd really need to think about it. Man, they each got their own really unique take. In terms of the challenge, I think Matchy definitely got the challenge if I were going to rank on that, which I'm not going to. Oh man, that's a tough one. I think I would pick Mandibles first. And then it's a toss up between Matchy and Third Cat.
Okay.
Although if I could pick somebody who's immune, I would put Vom Vorten first. definitely.
I mean, you had to actually know how we should. I mean, Vom's not in my top 3 either way, but I never know how they get scored.
You can't. You don't score the
Okay.
main people.
Cool.
But if I were to, I think he's definitely like the other songs. Definitely have a great emotional connection, but Vom, he brought it all, the whole package, which I really like. You know, I am what I am.
Yeah.
Some other ones I really liked were Inflatable Vegetables. You know, it just made me laugh. You know, like is a really funny song going to be a song? You know, it's the same problem I have all the time. Is a really funny song going to be the song I put it on my playlist every day? Not necessarily. Just like I wouldn't put my own song, honestly. And Marison was good too. And you know, they've all got some of their merits. But those 3 we mentioned were definitely at the top for me.
Okay. So that's our coverage of round 3 today. Round 4, due Monday at midnight. The title is Never Knew the Guy. The challenge is a biography. You can always find more Nur Ein coverage or more Nur Ein stuff at the songfight.org boards. We'll put a link in our show notes after release. You can also find the full songs. We host them at nurein.songlander.com. Put that a link there too. Otherwise, New Ugly, you can find us. We have our own homepage, podcast.songlander.com. You can hit us up on Twitter at New Ugly. You can send us an email, newuglypodcast@gmail.com. You can send us a voicemail, 608-571-4940. And of course, there's always the Nur Ein listening party that we'll throw a link into as well. That should be happening tomorrow, which is May 29th, if you're listening to this like today. Yeah, did I miss anything else there?
Nope.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Then I think with all of that, oh, I played the wrong song. Did I do that? There we go. So with that, we'll
song
love
you
you
long time. You know, this song couldn't have any instruments on it.